Hello everybody out there in tarantula loving land. This is my Brazilian pink tarantula, juvenile. Done a few updates on it if you check back on my YouTube site. It's growing. I got it, maybe 2.5 years ago. It was just teeny tiny for $15. Now it's getting a lot of size, and I just opened it up and sprayed it down really good. They like a lot of humidity, and so it started coming out of the burrow. It's a burrowing type, or not a burrowing type, but they can stay underground a lot, and this particular one doesn't stay out a lot. He's spinning a web right now, and he's come up to the light. Of course, they like light just like everything else occasionally, and I turn the light on once a day. And since I sprayed it down real good, it kind of ran it out of its little cave there a little bit, because I don't spray real heavy, but some water goes in, and tarantulas are notorious. They do not like to get wet. So it's good for the high humidity ones that need the high humidity, like the Brazilian pink tarantula. And as you can see, it's hiding upside down. I basically put lots of dirt in the enclosures, so when one of my tarantulas does go up and hang upside down, it doesn't have far to fall. Now, as you see, this one, I don't know if it's a male or female, but you can see the spinnerets on the back side of it moving, and it's throwing web. I always see a lot of web in here, but not very often do I catch it in the act of spinning web. Let's just come down. Of course, you can see that. It looks like it's stopped putting out web right now, but I love being able to film it when it's actually out moving and what I call bowed up. That's just their normal walking around stance. Sometimes they exhibit this while they're eating, and they kind of come up off the substrate just a little bit. So as you can see on the back of its spinnerets, which are right there in the back, see that bit of web? It started webbing, and if I can get the angle right in the light, see that little rock sticking up on the right, see that web? It's wet. There's some webbing at the entrance, which most tarantulas do. Okay, now she's on the, or he's on the move. I'm not quite sure. It's not old enough yet to actually molt out. And the spinnerets are working. It's the two on the back end that move independently. Kind of look like little fingers. And of course, through the glass, they're distorted a little bit, but I'm trying to see if I can get a better angle, but I don't think I can. There they are, right there in the back, look like two little fingers. There's a bit of web hanging off of them, so it's come out and spun a little bit, went upside down, and I think it's kind of a reaction from me spraying and opening it up. And you know, they kind of probably think it's raining inside their burrow if any water gets down in there. And they web all in the inside of an enclosure, so it kind of just stays on top. It doesn't soak in very fast, which it will. So you can see that there's a little bit of moisture right there where my finger's at. So got a good wet down today. I'm cleaning the rest of my reptile cages. But this is an update on the Brazilian pink tarantula. Putting on a little show for you today. A little activity. You don't see them moving a whole lot. This one, I don't mess around with it at all. They kick hairs. Microscopic sized little hairs that can get in your eyes and your nostrils. It's a protection against predators in the wild, and it is a deterrent for owners as well. So I never touched this one. And over going on 3 years, never touched it, not one time. I don't do anything to try to upset it. Not that I would intentionally upset it, but anything you do can disturb one. So I do as little as I can, but I do enough to take care of things. You see a little bit of web where if something were to come in that enclosure right there, it would know immediately. They set their enclosures up nice, and this one does come out pretty regular, but it doesn't stay out a lot. So it's an update on my big old pink tarantula, Brazilian. Y'all take care out there in tarantula loving land, and love them tarantulas. Old man doing stuff in Prattville, Alabama, USA. Out of here.